Overview cloud computing. What is cloud computing? Cloud models. Why cloud computing? Maybe you people are familiar with that, but I don't know. So we'll go into that. So this diagram talks about looks cloudy, or so one person is thinking, they said I need to get my files in the cloud. What does it mean? It is going in the cloud, or so for the layman, if you say that cloud, it doesn't make sense to them. So what are you doing? It is something that putting in the file in the rocket and sending to the cloud, or DVD attached to that, which is something like for the layman language. But what exactly it is? And there are so many definitions given by the many people. So Steve Jobs says that I don't need a hard disk in my computer if I can get the server faster. Carrying around this non-connected computer is defined by the comparison. So what does it mean? Steve Jobs said that if I want to run my server faster, I don't need a hard disk in my computer. So cloud is exactly the same. You in your server, you are putting your data in a separate locations, and you're using it in your computer. Or the infrastructure setup is different and storage is different. You are just adding up. How, what exactly the process and all, don't go into that. But in AWS, yes, this is the way that we work. Even if your server gets down, even your root file will be the same, or your storage data will be the same. So that thing is true now. And the next definition is, we believe we are moving out of the ice age, the iron age, the industrial age, the information age, to the participation age. What does it mean? Till now, you are just getting the information and you are using it. You are not participating in it. Using AWS, using cloud, you are going to participate it. How? So we are going to participate in the internet, not just viewing stuff. Like for every site, we do what we do. We just go. Like if you are buying something, you are ordering something in the website, we are just viewing it. We are not doing anything over there. But in the cloud, you will be doing. So you will be building the infrastructure that will go into the data center and facilitate the participating age. Okay, you as an instant message, you blog, you take pictures, you publish, you podcast, you transact, distance learn, okay, telemedicine. You're participating on the internet, not just viewing it. We build the infrastructure. You are building the infrastructure. You are building the data center. You are creating your website there. You are creating the network stuff over there. So you are participating. You are not just doing the stuff. You are not just doing it. Whatever is already in the internet, and that's the beauty of cloud. Okay. And this is the Gartner hype cycle that talks about that where the cloud will be, and currently is here, and you can see that cloud it's talking about is going into the top. If I just give the size, you can see that less than 2 years, 2 to 5 years, 5 to 10 years, and more than 10 years, where the cloud will be, and where is currently in the less than 2 years. You can see that the cloud APIs and all, and here you can see that it will in peak of initiated expectation. You can see that cloud will be here, and current date, even if you people do the Googles, the most recognized certificate in the industry is cloud AWS certification. And AWS widely accepted application. So if you say that I have done AWS, it's very well recognized in the market. It is proved application now. So if you're using AWS, yes, you are learning the best application that is already running in the market and widely accepted. In the initiating phase, it is just started, and company now the cloud proved that it is working in the industry. it is working in the industry, and companies have started entering into this world. So that's the reason the upcoming time is very bright, and you'll get so many opportunities in your existing and the outer world. Okay, moving on. So cloud computing is reality now. As I said that it is proved. I am running a business. I have to move with the time. If you cannot moving, if you are not accepting the change, that you cannot survive with the technology. So the thing is that the same example is given. I'm running a business. I have to move with the time. If you are not moving, then definitely you will be behind the race. Like the Yahoo latest example that we have. How big company was there, and finally it sold with the, you might have heard that. So what happened to the Yahoo, and exactly the company sold. The definition is, what is cloud computing? The interesting thing about the cloud computing that we have redefined cloud computing to include everything that we already do. It is not something that we are reinventing the wheel. It is something that we were already doing it, or we are already doing it. Okay, we can't think of anything that is not cloud computing. With all of these announcements, the computer industry is the only industry that is more faster driven than women fashion. So it's saying that is this fasting change. It is changing like anything. Even the woman fashion is not beating up. So maybe I'm idiot, but I have no idea what anyone is talking about. What is it? It is completely this. It's insane. And is the ILC going to stop? So here it means that, Larry Ellison statement is this, the chairman of our vehicle. It is saying that it is changing like anything, and cloud computing is not something that that it was not there, but the thing were already happening but instead of doing it in your data center, I'm just explaining the things. Instead of doing it in the data center, it is available on a clicks. It is available on internet. Think about it, the complex network stuff that you are doing it on internet, on some clicks only, and it's changing every day. So many new components are there, or so many components are already there, but some new features are adding into that. So it's changing every day. So another definition is also there. Ash Ashutosh, founder and CEO. This year survey confirms that we hear from our MSP user every day, delivering new cloud services is overly complex and costly, which ultimate impact SLA. So to help accelerate adopt of new cloud-based applications to enhance both business agility and resilience. It's clear provider need to adopt solutions that prevent vendor lock-in while maximizing interoperability, reliability, and simplicity. That's what is required in the cloud. So if every day you are keep adding the components or keep changing the things, it will be complex. Instead of that, it should be more easy, okay, and vendor lock-in, prevent vendor lock-in, or we will talk about this in the coming slides and all, what all the issues are there. So those things should not be there. What all the issues in the cloud and all, those should not be there. And why the company was not using it till now cloud, or why they were hesitating to go into the cloud. That's the another thing is that. What's stopping them to use the cloud? So all these things we are going to learn. So here again a diagram that talks about, because it's new, and everybody was wondering what exactly it is there, what all the, from where it's starting, what exactly the components are there, is it complex or not. So here with the diagram, it's a funny diagram that mentioned, and everybody is trying to explore the things, and everybody is giving their statement. So here, it's a wild elephant, big elephant, everybody is saying that. They're touching the different part and saying what exactly is this, and same the thing was happening with the cloud. So everybody was giving their details, and their explanations were different. Everything was different. So what is the standardized definition? Here is the standardized definition. And believe me, every word of this definition makes sense, that what we will do in the cloud, or what exactly is happening in the cloud. So according to the Forrester, cloud computing is a form of standardized IT-based capability. Standardized IT-based capability, such as internet-based services, software, or IT infrastructure. Okay, internet-based services. It is internet-based services. Okay. It is not something that you have to do it in your office, or in your laptop, or anything. It is something that internet based, offered by a service provider, that is accessible via internet protocol from any computer, is always available, scales automatically to adjust to demand, is either pay per use or advertising based, has web or programmatic based control interface, and enables full customer service. So what is saying that should be internet based? You can access it from anywhere. There's no limitation that you can access it. Either you're in home, either in the market, you can access to your phone, anywhere you can access it. Or vendor is providing. It is not something that it is something you are doing it, because the huge infrastructure setups, or different components based on the requirements is available on a click. So vendor-based services. The another important thing is that pay per use. You are paying whatever you are using. So if you are not using, don't pay. Okay, or advertising based. Sometimes it is free also if you have advertising used. Like in your data center, if you have 10 servers, you bought 10 servers, you are not utilizing it 5 out of 10, but you have already paid, or you have to pay monthly based on your agreements with the vendor. You have to pay, although you are not utilizing it. But here it's not the case. Whatever you are using, you have to pay. And it has a web or programmatic based control. Either you are using it through browser, or managing it through browser, or you are using it through any application. Okay, either API, or any SDK, software development kit, or anything. Using that, you are managing it. Okay? And enables full customer self-services. You are managing it. Nobody is managing on your behalf. You can manage it your own. Yes, you can hire a specialized guy. They will help you, but it doesn't mean that you cannot do that. And that was the limitation, understanding earlier. It's very complex. We cannot manage it. And that's the reason cloud took time, to make its market. But now it is proved. So this is one of the limitations that company was not going into the cloud. Guys, hope that the previous definition is clear to you, because that definition is, as per my understanding, every word is that really defines the cloud. And that's what we are going to do. We are going to manage. We are going to control. We can access it from here anywhere. And AWS again, vendor-based services. Okay, it is based on internet, so everything is there. The one more definition according to NIST, cloud computing is model of enabling convenient on-demand network access to a shared pool of configurable computing resource, network, server, storage, applications, services that can be rapidly provisioned and released with minimal management effort and service provider interaction. This cloud model promotes availability and is composed of 5 essential characteristics: 3 service model and 4 deployment model. We'll talk about these models. But again, it is the same thing that is talking about, that shared pool of configurable computing resources. Shared pool is there, and you can configure it based on your requirement. So you want a 5 servers, you want a dedicated, you want a network, you want to create your VPC, isolated virtual private network, then you can allocate your resources. So cloud computing, and here cloud computing we'll talk in detail. So attribute, I already explained. Broad network access, rapid elasticity, measured services, it means that whatever you are using you have to pay only that, and on-demand services. It is on-demand services, just you go use it. There is no as such that you have to go to the AWS and say that no, I would like to use this, and they will take time. After that, okay, it is available for you. You can very well go and use it and pay whatever you have used. So on-demand facility is there. Pay as you go there. Rapid elasticity, you want 500 servers available. You want a 1 GB, you want 1 TB, you want petabytes, it's there. Resource pooling, shared resource pooling is there. So it is in the previous definition, the shared services. So that thing is there. Resource pooling is there. And service model. There are 4 types of service models. Especially if you talk about corporate purpose, there are 3. So software as a services, platform as a services, or infrastructure as a services. Software as a services, platform as a services, or infrastructure as a services. What is this? Why we are talking about these three service models and all? Because cloud system is divided based on this model. So software services means from the example you can relate, you just go and use the software like CRM, like email, like Gmail you're using. Have you ever thought that how they are managing, what exactly is happening behind, what they have done it, how easily you can access it, or any CRM application you people might have used it, how? We never thought on that direction. We just go and use it, or any payment or reconciliation systems, anything. We are just going and we are using it. But how they are managing it? So the next is service model. Service model is software as a services, where you just go and use the application, and like email, social, any social networking site that you are using, or the CRM application, or payment or reconciliation. And platform as a service is there, where you will go and use the middle, you will go with the middleware data in the middleware, like web servers and app servers or the database, and you just build your application there and use it. That is platform as services. In infrastructural services, everything is there, like in network, storage, desktops, everything will come there. You have to go and then use all these things there. So in software as a services, you have to just go and use it. Do not need to carry anything. In platform as services, you have to carry with the middleware or the database. In infrastructure services, some vendor is giving you, and you are building, or you are creating a storage, or you are using network, okay, or anything as a services means apart from all these, if anything else comes into that is anything as a services. If nowadays so many things are coming up and they are combining, or so that is anything as services apart from software services, platform services, or infrastructure services. If anything else that is coming up on top of that is anything as services. And currently we are talking about AWS and Azure or Google Cloud Platform or any other vendor provided cloud, that is public cloud. All these are the public cloud. Private is something that it is in your data center, your company is using it, or any personal cloud, that you are using it. So that is private cloud, their own cloud, and they are using it for their purpose. Even it is not outsourced, okay, and they are using for their So hybrid cloud is a combination of public and private cloud, where suppose you want to migrate your project to the AWS, and your whole project cannot migrate to the AWS. The reason behind is your project has a your project has a limitation. There is a critical data, and that critical data you don't want to migrate to the public cloud. You want to keep it that critical data in your data center. Okay, but you want to move your web server or app server to the cloud. So here you are going to use your own data center public cloud, your own data center private cloud, and on top of that you want to. So what the example I was given, that one of your project where you want to use your own data center. The reason behind that, the data you cannot migrate to the public cloud. There's a limitation. Suppose you are working in a bank, and the project that you are working on, that is the critical data that you have. But the database server, you want to keep it with you, but the app server, web server, or any other application that you are using, that you can put it in a cloud. That is fine, because the user is accessing to the app server, web server, and the request is coming to the app server. All these things are in the cloud, public cloud. So let's say in Amazon, and from the request is coming to the database, and considering a database of the critical data that you don't want to migrate to outside, and that's the reason it is with you. So it's a combination of public and private, and that is we call a hybrid cloud. And community or a special purpose or any group is created their own cloud. So suppose in your community, they have created for the special purpose. Like in my community, let's say example, they want that this to the public information of our society or our locality, they would like to put it into the cloud, and they have created for the special purpose, so that I believe this community should be updated with all this information and all. So they have created it for their purpose. Okay, so that is called community cloud. Okay, so this is in this you can see that a very luxury car, where it is with you, but it is costing you a lot, although you are not using it 100%. Here you have a very luxury car, and it's very costly. Okay, all bells and whistles, full support, warranty, everything is there, but you are not utilizing it 100%, or you think that you will use it in future, but why you are paying it now? So in the next screen we'll see that. So leased hardware, there you have bought it, and this is leased one, where no major alteration you can do. Allowed monthly payment, limited support, monthly payment limit, right? So you have leased it, but there is a limitation. You cannot do any customization, and you are paying it. Even if you leased it, you are paying it, right? Monthly or whatever, daily or bi-weekly, you have done it. It is not like that. You are just you suppose you took it today for a week, and you're not using it for a week, for full week, but you are paying it, and that's the lease hardware in your data center or software. Okay, so with the different pictorial representation, we are talking about that what exactly and how much what exactly is in our data center, how we are maintaining it, what all the how much we are paying it. Not in terms of the money I'm talking about. I'm talking in terms of the payment processes, of if is there any weekly or bi-weekly or monthly, okay, or support that we are getting it. So here in the next screen, I have a taxi. I just hire it. I pay whatever the bill is there. If I want to go for 2 kilometers, 10 kilometers, purely on me. I'll just pay for that, and I'm done. No maintenance, no maintenance. Cost upgrade as needed. So it is It is on vendor cost upgrade if anything is there. But you can hire whatever kind of taxi you want, the luxury one, Lamborghini, whatever. Okay, but you will pay only for that purpose, just the time that you are going to utilize it. Okay, and that's you can relate it. The cloud, public cloud is in the same line. Okay, and here the cloud model we just talked about, and these you can see that these many companies are there in a cloud market who are providing the cloud services. So utility computing, service-oriented architecture, software as a services, software as self-services. So many companies are there with the different facility they are coming, they have it, and they are providing the services in their market. No need to understand all these, what they are, how they are doing it, what exactly they are providing. All of this is just for the example purpose. The next is software as a services, or platform as services, or infrastructure services. We just learned it. We just understood it, where I explained that in a software as a services, CRM, email, collaborative, ERP, we are just consuming it. We are not doing it anything. We are the consumer. We are just going there. We are using it. We are not doing anything. Although in the platform as a services, we are building it. We are building it. Okay, platform as a services. Like we are creating our database. Okay, or we are creating a Oracle database or SQL database over there, or we are installing our web applications there. Okay, so we are building it. Although in the infrastructure as a services, you can see that it is, we are migrating it. Okay, we are migrating it. So from the legacy to the cloud. So that's the difference. That's the major difference there. We are setting up the system there in the infrastructure as a services.